to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where he muses upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. And today we're talking about things that really tick me off, of course, because we're talking about narcissists, and nobody likes a narcissist. But it also makes me happy because knowledge is power, right? So we're going to have some knowledge is power moment, and the good kind of knowledge, not in the catchphrase hashtag kind of way. So please, everyone coming in the chat, or those of you that will be coming in on the replay, please let me know what you think, what you know about covert narcissists, narcissists in general, or anything else. Thank you, everyone that's popping in. I do see you. Remember, on my stream, I do not show my face. So imagine when I do this, like here, woohoo. Steve Kenobi, hello. Thank you for being here. Probably you're the anti-narcissist. If you want to think of what a narcissist is, think of Stieg and then do the opposite. That's a narcissist. But that's usually the way that I wave. So if I am yapping about something, I will do that to say hi if I don't get a chance to verbally acknowledge you. But yes, what is a covert narcissist and how is it different from your average narcissist? Well, actually, is there really an average narcissist? I don't know. You tell me. Here we go. Let's throw out a definition. As always, these are not my thoughts. These is not my research. Rather, I am not a psychologist, and nor am I a replacement for one. But here is my sources: thebehavioralscientist.com. We're going to look at the definition of a covert narcissist. A covert narcissist is an individual who exhibits a more subtle and less obvious form of narcissism compared to the overt or grandiose narcissist. While both types of narcissists share the core traits of narcissism, such as a strong sense of entitlement, excessive need for admiration, and lack of empathy, covert narcissists tend to express these traits in a more concealed and less apparent manner. And that's why sometimes it is very hard to identify a covert narcissist by its very definition. Some people, they're just so in your face, you know it right away. But then you've got to think to yourself, okay, am I just dealing with someone that's a bit vain? Am I dealing with someone who's a braggart, a show off? While those things can be annoying, they're not something messed up. They're not something that you want to necessarily, oh, I got to stay away from this person. They're a show off. No. But let's just look in the middle here of this definition. A strong sense of entitlement, excessive need for admiration, lack of empathy. Those are things that all narcissists share. What does Steve say? More women are covert narcissists. That is correct. And when I was making my thumbnail, I thought, oh, maybe I should have put a chick on there. But I put a woman on the last one. So I felt like it was only fair to gender swap, because while you are right, Steek, women in general tend to be covert. For example, serial killers, we will be poisoners. I almost said we. It's like, no, I'm not one of those. That's just part of our very nature. It's also a result of our biology, among other things. But yes, women will definitely be covert narcissists. But because sometimes these traits are so associated with women, we maybe don't have our radar up for men that might be as well. And men can be. Yes, I have seen that happen. In the workplace, that's where you can find it. But let's continue, because the definition does go on. Hello, everyone coming in. Yes, and women tend to be sneaky. That's also part of our inclinations. Call it evolution. A covert narcissist, check this out, may appear shy, introverted, or insecure on the surface, but their underlying narcissistic tendencies can manifest through passive-aggressive behaviors, victim mentality, and manipulation tactics. Covert narcissism may cause significant interpersonal difficulties and emotional distress for both the narcissist and the people around them. I liked this definition because it points out the narcissist's miserable too. They're not happy people. You don't want to live their lives. That is just not cool. Anyone that has, I want to say, a personality disorder. I have a family member who just graduated with a degree in psychology, and she was telling me I was getting some of the technical terms wrong, which I might. So please look it up in the dictionary. I used to think that these were called personality disorders. I think that is the current definition. Why, hello, look, more people coming in, and they're not women. It is Shane Nolan. Hello, Steve Kenobi and Miss Martin Muses. Yes, all the way from the future. We have two gentlemen from the future, and it is Emma. Oh, okay. Hi, Emma. Um, are you thinking of Emma from Jane Austen? No, but she's a good girl. Hey there, peoples. I will tell Rennie L this stream is on right now. Oh, yes, she loves it. Yay, my favorite topic, me. Yes, Biggles Metz is definitely a narcissist. Stay away from him. He's the most dangerous man you will ever meet. No, you know what? He's not a narcissist. He is a, whoa, my speaker thing just, I've got a new setup here and I'm still boomering it. But yes, he's, I think, a psychopath. So he's worse than a narcissist. But yes, I hope Rennie can come. Oh yes, well, she's around. I'm assuming. Unfortunately, some people work for a living. I used to. Well, I guess technically I work for a living, but my schedule is all wonky because reasons. Yes, you're number one, Biggles. Thank you. Yes, but Biggles is my biggest super chatter. So as far I've got to completely suck up to you, Biggles. Actually, I'm terrible. Okay, you know what? I'm going to suck up to you, Biggles. Snow White sucks. Mary Margaret Snow White is the worst. Gravy D says, "Hello, I'm so vain. I know this stream is about me. I'm so vain." Oh, you know what? That's what's so funny. The amount of people that think I'm talking about them. It it's like, if I really had a problem with you, I would talk to you. Just so you all know, anytime I ever have a problem with someone, I reach out. I reach out. Even if they blocked me, I will gently reach out, but got to be careful there. But yes, me too reasons. Facts. Carly Simon. Yes, we love Carly Simon here at Miss Martin Muses. Yes, LOL. But check this out. Passive aggressive behaviors, victim mentality, and manipulation tactics. And just like all of these, I like to use the analogy of those lists. Am I an alcoholic? You might look at it and go, "Oh my gosh, I'm an alcoholic," because maybe one or two of them might sound like you, but it's when all of them are together, that's Houston where we have a problem. So you might find people that are pains in the ass. You might find people who have a victim mentality, passive aggressive behavior. Sometimes the person's just a jerk. Manipulation tactics, yeah. Hello, everyone that's coming in. I'm waving a pedal at you. LOL. Let me see. What have we here? We have, Biggles approves that this stream is about him. Yes, I wish it wasn't copyright issues, because I swear if I get fully monetized, we get the AdSense as well as the super chats and stickers, and then lose it because I was singing "You're So Vain." But I think in some cases they just copyright claim it or something. I don't know. But speaking of issues, you know who's narcissistic? You hoop. But that's all right. What are the traits of a narcissist? So we just looked basically at a definition, and I did list some of the traits, but now what we are dealing with is the list. This is from simplypsychology.org. They have inconsistent public and private lives. Mhm. Behave one way in public and another way in private. But you see, these could also even apply to psychotics, to serial killers. All right. So just because you have this doesn't mean you're necessarily all of it, but definitely look to see if there is an inconsistency between how they behave in public and how they behave in private, whether it be with their family, whether it be with others, and unfortunately, whether it's in a group chat. Get out of group chats. Just get out of them. Save you so much trouble. What is, let's see, we got some more commentary here. Steek says, narcissists tend, haha, I got to correct your grammar, to give themselves unearned titles. That is correct. To try and make themselves look important. That is correct. That's part of their grandiose thing. Okay, I need to keep my eyeballs open here. Thank you. Yes. I think that in the generic narcissist thing, we talked about that. And then if you say they're not, their unearned title, like if you try to say you're the GOAT, for example, you better have a good reason to say so. Say, I'm the greatest person who ever lived. I'm the best this. I'm this. Yes. I am very consistent about my narcissism. That is true. You are incredibly consistent. So inconsistent public and private lives. Blaming and shaming. And this is why sometimes it's hard to notice whether you're dealing with narcissism or just a jerk or someone with issues. Because people with issues will do this as well. I also like to throw in a little C.S. Lewis because sometimes you are ashamed of your, oh my gosh, sorry. Gosh darn it. Sorry about that. Speaking of narcissists, my resident narcissist. Wait, did I pin? Son of a biatch. I am. How do you unpin? Okay, sorry. My cat just came on. He knocked off my microphone. He pinned a message. He jumped all over my keyboard. I hate. He is a narcissist. Hey, yes, hey. He even brought us on to the next question. Holy crud. Okay, I'm going to go back because I want to talk about this blaming and shaming. Sometimes you should jolly well feel ashamed of yourself. I'm going to have to edit that out later. Yes, I know. Gotta love cats. And this wasn't my little one. This was the big one. This was the Maine Coon. And he just leaped from the floor and pounced on everything. It's like he was playing the drums. But yes, so sometimes you should feel ashamed. Sometimes if someone blames you or you blame, sometimes that needs to happen if they've done something to deserve it. But that's not what we're talking about here. Cats are narcissists. I love them. Yes. Well, thank goodness they can't do any damage. And they're small. Highly sensitive to criticism. Oh, heck yes. And notice that there are these superlatives. Highly sensitive. Overly a certain way. By the way, hello, Chrysanth. I don't know if I got a chance to say hello to you because my cat. By the way, if my cat just banned anybody, please reach out to me because I don't know what the hell he did. So highly, highly sensitive to criticism. And that ties in with narcissistic injury, where they will get revenge on you for criticism. Like if I get criticized or criticized unfair, there's a way to deal with it as a grown-up. It's not revenge. It's not revenge. And always ask when in doubt. It's like, you seem to be coming a little strong here. Do we need to have a little chit chat? I don't see anyone banned. Thank you, Christine. I worried there for a second because that cat, I don't know how. That was talent on loan from God. Can't criticize me. I'm perfect. Yes. Yes. Everyone know that everything that Biggle says, do the opposite. Ooh, passive self-importance. So it's not the Gaston kind of one. They say it in like little ways. Once you know one, you can't unknow them. Sneaky is just the word that keeps coming to mind. Well, look who it is, all the way from the future as well. It is Potato Revan coming from Waterford. Just false flag them, LOL. No, don't. That's the other thing. Well, I should say that's what you sometimes see. Gaston is my role model. I know. Shane Nolan says, I'm practically perfect every way. Mary Poppins, which was in the news today. Oh, yes, wasn't it? For a word, I didn't even really know what it was. My dad is a diagnosed narcissist. Oh, interesting. Yeah. They're hard. They're hard to deal with because they have to admit they have a problem. So technically, Biggles, you are not a narcissist because you admit it. Slanta, yes. And I know this time I've said it more correctly instead of the shla. Though I seem to recall being taught a lot of the shla, the sh sound as a kid. Maybe it was a Quark thing, or maybe I just was a terrible student. Procrastination and disregard. Now, this comes along with workplace issues. That's on this base. Yes, yes. Hello, and we got 13 in here. Please, if you're new or not, please smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe early and often. Yeah, Gaston, he's a jerk. But yeah, procrastination and disregard. This goes along with the lack of a feeling. It's not like your normal procrastination. Like if I'm minding my own business right now and deciding not to do the laundry, if I'm procrastinating the laundry, no one's having any issues. But if I do it in such a way that it affects someone's day, it affects someone's job, affects their career, and disregard, they just have no regard. Oh, gosh, have you ever dealt with someone like that? And then they'll start to make fun of you? I've got an issue. I'm going to get on my little soapbox here because sometimes I hear, oh, people's fifis are hurt and all that. You know what? Yeah, sometimes people's fifis are hurt. And they downright should be hurt. Because if someone does something truly mean, yeah, it's natural to have your feelings hurt. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Because we're human. We can hurt. To misquote Shakespeare, do I not bleed? Do I not? All sorts of other things from that big, long speech. Darn right. Procrastination and investigate. Go, Martin Gordon. Yeah, but aren't I right? I really get annoyed by that. And usually when people misuse, oh, your fifis, what they're actually really talking about there is someone's got some narcissistic injury going on, actually. Like when someone just goes psycho over something that seems to be very, very small. It's like, oh, someone hurt their fifis, but they're not actually, they're probably identifying truly narcissistic injury. But yeah, if you punch me in the face, I'm going to go ow, okay? Because it hurts. And you see, this goes back to the whole disregard and no empathy. Or here, passive self-importance. Yeah, I'm so important, it doesn't matter who I hurt. Highly sensitive criticism. That's the other thing. They do everything the opposite of what they are. Yeah, blaming and shaming. Genevieve is here. We love Genevieve here at Miss Martin Muses. Hi, everyone. My grandmother is a narcissist, unfortunately. You know, they never apologize, and always right. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. And it can also tie over into bullying. Shane says, tickle us, do we? Oh, thank you. Here we go. Tickle us, do we not laugh? Prick us, do we not bleed? Wrong us, shall we not revenge? Merchant of Venice. Yes. Though we don't endorse revenge here at Miss Martin Muses. I always like to say when someone claims they're not a narcissist and they're going on these revenge binges, that's not normal behavior. Okay, that's not rational. If they're saying imitate me and they're going on doxing, stalking, being horrible, bullying, boss, trying to get someone fired just because they're ticked off at someone. Women, oh my gosh, covert narcissistic women in the workplace. What a nightmare. Uh-oh, here we go. He brought out the Simps. Simps is a safe space for narcissists. Yeah, unfortunately, yes. And sometimes I've seen that situation turn into a bullying situation. So if you're a simp, beware. Only simp me. It's okay to simp me. I am a safe flower. On Twitter, they usually block and behind a block when you expose your narcissist. Classic damage control. Yeah, that's something that they do. What do they call that? The flying monkey. Get flying monkeys. It's interesting, though. I usually don't know if someone talks badly about me behind a block. Because I'm not blocked by many. Actually, I don't think I'm. Well, there was one that it was by accident because someone had retweeted something and there was a new Twitter deal where when you responded to someone's retweet, it would also tag the person. And I hated the person that had written some article. So I was addressing the person who wrote the article, and I was like, "You are a despicable human being." It was something terrible that they said. But the way the tag worked, it looked like I was tagging this person, and then she blocked me. So I had it coming, but it was by accident. So if you're out there and you know who you are, please, it was an accident. But yes, a Dago outlaw, or is it a date? Adago outlaw. I'm feeling very self-conscious now after what I saw in Miss Martin, Lady Gravemaster stream. Yes. I learned that from Lethal, you can only simp for Miss Martin. That is true. He is my number one simp. Number one simp. I tend not to care what people to say about me in general. Yeah, because you can't. You can't. The best way to deal with situations like Steve was talking about is to just be who you are and never lie. Never lie. If you never lie, you don't have to remember the lie. Tell the truth, and people will know that. I don't like blocking in some cases because then it denies you the opportunity to make it right, because that's to do with a little bit of justice. Like if I've done wrong to you, let me know so that I can apologize so I can make it right. Blocking is only appropriate, like I'm never going to talk to you again, maybe when you're dealing with someone that's a narcissist or someone that's truly hurt you, someone that's been doxing you or something to that effect. I have sometimes blocked because on Twitter there's no way. Muting is the only way to get somebody off of your timeline, but I will not do that with a mutual. I will do that with like movie stars and public people, because you just have to block. Okay, Step Doc. Yes, hello. Adega. Okay, so I think I've been saying it right. Everyone's saying hello. Always speak the truth, even if it leads to your death. Knight's vows. Darn right. Darn right. So, procrastination and disregard. Ooh, purposeful giving and self-serving empathy. Yes, their empathy is selective, as is their giving. And the reasons behind it are to serve their purposes, to feed that devilish little part of their soul. I block a lot of ads, says Biggles Mets. Yes, I do. And people who tag me in big group tweets. You know, that is true. Be careful, people out there. I've seen people get blocked. And sadly, it can lead to some misunderstandings. It's like, listen, most of the time people aren't really mad at you, but it's like, please, if someone tells you, please quit tagging me. Quit tagging. Usually it goes sour when the person keeps doing it. Happened to me once, I think, where it got that far. Most of the time people will listen. I don't know how to show empathy. The stream isn't about me. Yeah, shut up. Oh, that was mean. Oh gosh, I got to be nicer to you. All right. Purposeful giving is self-serving empathy. Yeah, like they'll feel empathy in a way where it makes them look great. Like, oh, isn't she so great? She's showing empathy for me. That must mean she cares. And I like the word selective empathy. Selective giving. This is a little trick I do, and this comes from my religion. Do the opposite of what you want to do within reason. So if you want to say something mean about someone, say something nice about them. That is not self-serving. Only you and God know that. And trust me, that's hard to do. So I always warn people, If I suddenly start being super nice to you, it's probably because I was tempted to do the opposite. So I do the opposite virtue of the crime, or rather the vice. If I'm tempted to gossip about you, I'll go and talk to you. I don't know. Actually, gossip isn't really a mortal sin, but I digress. Yes, have had to tell people up to 10 times to stop tagging me. Yes, yes. Yeah, group chats. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Biggles, because it's not that we're being mean, but I don't think people realize what it does. They do not realize. Purposeful self-giving is self-serving empathy. They just downright say it. Speaking of the vices, envy. And envy is different than jealousy. Jealousy isn't cool, but envy is bad. I look at somebody, okay, I look at Eowyn, even though she's not real, and I'm jealous of her because she gets to marry Faramir. But if I decide Faramir's going to be mine and I go out and I murder, I tell you, Eowyn, to get at Faramir because I want what I want, or I try to destroy Eowyn's reputation. You know, Eowyn's a hoe. Eowyn, I don't know, did all these sorts of things. Speaking of the simp, thank you very much, Biggles Metz, for a $2 super sticker, and he gave me a kitty cat for my psycho cat who just tried to ruin the stream. Or is it a fox? I don't know. I really was worried that he had done something. But envy. Envy is like you see what someone has and you want to take it from them. Bully bosses. I should probably do something about bully bosses. I've seen those. But bully bosses and psycho narcissists can overlap. Bullying generally tends to be you are a dash dash HOLE. The other one is something far worse. Green with envy. Yep. Green with envy. Oh, I almost forgot because I have this in my branding now. Thank you very much for the little fox or the kitty cat, Biggles, my simp. Thank you. You get a rose. I'm not sure what that is, but that sounds good. Or is that someone who's envious? Yes, envy bad. Ooh, passive aggression. That is the biggest pain in the buttocks. The green-eyed monster is envy, says Shane Nolan. That is correct. Yeah. And passive aggression is really annoying. Yeah. Indirectly express negative feelings. I think blind items goes along with passive aggression. Christiane says that's the dog breed in the sticker. Oh, oh, I'm sitting there calling it a cat. I called it a fox and it was a dog. I am so sorry, Biggles. I suck. Okay, thank you for the cute little doggy. Great topic, says La Reina Creole. Yes, thank you for being here. Hey, all dropping by to drop a like. Yes, thank you very much. Evan, if you do not subscribe to her, please subscribe and subscribe to everyone here on this channel except Biggles. No, go ahead and accept Biggles. I forgot. I've got to suck up to you. Passive aggression, yes, is really annoying. Yeah, all my aggression is non-passive. That is true. Yeah, passive aggressive. So just come out and say it, for crying out loud. Except when to do it is harm. I always say if you're having a true issue, go to the person. Go to the person and talk. And if it's a situation where you feel like maybe you can't, or you don't want to be one-on-one with them, then bring along a mediator if you can. Creating confusion. Oh, gosh. I can think of 1,000 examples right now. Think about the opposite of confusion. That's good. Like if you find you're around a certain person And chaos just always seems to follow, or things just always seem to blow up. And gaslighting can be a part of that too. Like, is there clarity or is there confusion? Is someone willing to talk behind your back, or are they willing to come to you face to face and talk about it? Are they going to go to the family members before Thanksgiving and tell everyone how much you suck, or are they going to come and talk to you? Are they going to go out on Facebook or on Twitter or do a live stream about how you're just the worst person ever, or by blind iteming? Because remember, we're talking covert. We're not talking in your face. I mean, an overt narcissist, at least you can see them. They don't hide. We don't like confusion. She called me a punk. I called you a punk? Wait. Did I mess something up here? Did I miss something, or did I? Lorena Crayola says, "Ooh, I could write a book on dealing with narcissists. Passive aggressive people are punks." Oh, there we go. I just saw that. It wasn't me. It was Lorena. Oh, they're giving each other love. That's what happens. It's a very pleasant problem to have when the chat's been moving along. It's a little bit out of order. I'm still getting used to this, and it's a good kind of usefulness, because that means people are listening and hopefully getting something out of this, and of course participating, because the chat is a very important part of the stream. And everyone's now laughing at me. Gee whiz, when my cat's not trying to derail everything. And I mean, what, he knocked out my mic? Oh wait, is my mic, did I reset my mic? Wait, I don't want to turn on my camera. Oh my gosh, my mic was reset. I hope that you've been able to hear me okay. Son of a gun, I hate. Yeah. Well, apparently you've been hearing me, but maybe you'll hear me better now. Adega says, "There it is. Lorena's awesome. She knows my dumb humor." Yes, we all love Lorena here at Miss Martin Muses. Yes, so creating confusion. Spiritually, the spirit of truth is not a spirit of confusion. It's very clear. The spirit down under, if you know my meaning, creates confusion. That does not mean that I'm saying that people like this are of the devil. I mean it like devil in small d, but confusion, bad; clarity, good. Yes, we can hear you. Well, thank goodness. Oh, speaking of someone who is not a narcissist, I came here to hear her voice again. Well, thank you, Fatal J. You've got competition, Biggles. Well, thank you for being here. We're talking about covert narcissist versus narcissist. No one likes a narcissist, but at least when they're an overt narcissist, you can see them. They're in your face. They're pulling the whole Gaston thing. Covert ones are the nasty ones. Everyone's saying hello to Fatal. My microphone was working the whole time. Oh, it was. Okay, well, maybe the other part of it was messing up. Well, who cares? It's working now. Maybe I just need to lock the cats out. But if I don't lock them out, then if I do lock them out, then they bang down the door. It is Fatal. Yeah, well, the whole gang's here. Everyone loves narcissists. Or let's talk about them. Everyone, hello. Biggles, my ninja acolyte. Good to see you. Yay. Look at everyone here. Yes. And if you haven't listened to the pub crawl with Fatal J, please go ahead and do so. We had a blast. We talked a lot about the Silmarillion and Feanor and the kinslaying, as well as other awesome geeky content. But yeah, we talked a little bit about creating confusion, clarity. We even talked about blocking a little earlier. It's like, no, you've got to keep lines of communication open. There is never a problem that cannot be solved. You know my caveat on the never, of course, if there's safety involved. But talk to people, okay? But if you find somebody with these characteristics, and that it just seems like it just keeps fitting. It's like they cause all sorts of trouble, but they won't talk. They cause all sorts of trouble, and you can't always quite catch them. But you're like, they just won't reason with you the way other people will. I have had conflict. Oh, heck yes, I've had conflict. And I've worked it out. Because we're human. But yeah, confusion without a willingness to resolve. That's what the word I was thinking of to look at. Genevieve says, thank you for bringing this topic up. It's very important to recognize what is really behind the curtains. That is correct. Narcissists. Yeah, creating confusion. Someone, someone's just bringing confusion and chaos wherever they go. Look into it. It might just be someone doesn't know what they're doing, but it might be we're dealing with something like this. Oh, is that the end of that? Let me see. Hopefully it's nothing. Okay, because I always like to say what to do about it. I have something about what to do about it, or do I? Oh, look at those amazing blank slates. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what to do about it, but I'm going to be the one to tell you what to do about it. First of all, if you find yourself in a situation where you sincerely believe that this person is a covert narcissist, there is only one thing to do: cut off. Cut off communication, cut off the friendship, cut off the association. If it's in the workplace, change jobs, change the department. If it's a family member, that's the trickiest. But you can quiet quit people. You know how they talk about quiet quitting your job? Quiet quit people. And a narcissist is probably the kind of person you want to quiet quit. Because what if you trigger narcissistic injury in them, they will follow you to the gates of hell to get revenge on you. So quiet quit the narcissist. But gosh, I've been in situations where we haven't figured it out for sometimes years that this is what we're dealing with. And it's very hard to get somebody to correct themselves because within them, by the very nature of being a narcissist, they will not self-reflect. And they can also be very cruel. Very cruel. I'm usually just confused, says Gravy Tea. Well, yes. Oh, here's another one. I think we brought it up, but it wasn't listed, was defensiveness. Oh boy, are they defensive. Oh, and they also tend to put themselves down. Yes, all of those. Oh, I forgot about holding grudges. Oh, heck yes. Will they hold a grudge? And not the good kind of grudge. True, cruel. Mhm. Yes. And they'll hit you below the belt. Gaslighting's another one. Oh, yes, jock nerdy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're taught there, and as far as what causes someone to be a covert narcissist or any narcissist, if we only knew, then we would cure it, right? Wouldn't we? Crocodile Tears is one of their favorite things. Oh, yes! You hurt me! You hurt me! And yeah, and isn't it the worst, Lorena, when they're the ones that hurt you and you just kind of respond? And then they're like, "How could you do that to me?" It's like, "You just did that to me. I'm gonna act upset." And you know what? If you call me a nasty name, maybe I might call you a nasty name back. It's like that meme where the people shove the manure out, and then when manure comes back in, they go, "I'm a victim." Yes, a very good point. Yes, everyone's saying hello to each other. Gaslighting comes in 1930s gaslight British play. It does. Yes, Crocodile Tears. Gosh, yes. Now that doesn't mean that I should say a nasty name back. This goes back to my temptation, where when I find myself tempted to say something nasty back, I will stop myself or I'll say something nice. Usually, though, I give myself a timeout. But they see, narcissists are not capable of giving themselves a timeout. Listen, we're human. We're going to lose our temper. It's going to happen. We live in this really crazy world where people think a perfect world means no conflict. No, a perfect world means there is conflict, but what happens is you learn how to work it out. You will have conflict. You will disagree with people, but it's how you deal with it. Or if you're mad at somebody, talk with them about it. I've said this once, I've said it twice, I'll say it one more time. I have very rarely been in a situation where I have tried to talk something through with someone where we have not had a good result. Oh, everyone's still saying hello. Steek says, I called one out on obvious lies once. I can't believe you are talking about this. You are abusive. Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, you're the abusive one. But they're never abusive for throwing the first punch. Now, you do see this in truly abusive situations, and that's where I say get out. But that we're not talking about physical abuse. But yes, how dare you point out that what I did was wrong? Well, and that's the other thing about narcissists. They are incapable of empathy. So I think that people like that will truly feel upset, but because they have no ability to empathize, they don't realize that what they did to you hurt you too. I talked about this earlier. I don't know if you were still in the stream, Steve, but hurt feelings are real. I think hurt feelings have gotten a bad rap because of other situations where people are acting like their feelings are hurt when they're not really hurt. But yes, there is such a thing as hurt feelings. Lorraine, oh my, I'm not going to read that. Shane Nolan says to Lorena, I knew a girl once. I caught her crying, looking in the mirror. She was practicing crocodile tears. Oh gosh, don't women do that? And then yeah, and so the person's crying, and then everyone's like, "What happened?" It's like, "She did this to me," and then you're the jerk, and you're standing there going, what? What about what she just did to me?" As though you're like some sort of psycho that out of the blue just says, "I'm going to attack this person." I always ask, who threw the first punch? Won't lie to you. This goes in my head. It used to when there would be a fight or kindergartners, he hit me, he's mean to me. My first thought is, well, were you mean first? And sometimes you'll go and talk to him, and it's like, yeah, he ripped the toy right out of my hand. That's not fair. It's like, okay, adults do that. Adults rip the toys out of people's hands. Wow. Yeah, women are the worst, and I'm a woman. We see women tend to be covert, as Steve said earlier, but don't discount that men cannot be covert as well. But yes, women definitely. All of our tactics are sneaky. Sometimes that's why it's easier to disagree with a man than to disagree with a woman. Yep, we're cool like that. Steve says, I've disagreed plenty with Lorena. We have never ever argued. That's true. Yeah, we're cool like that. Well, and that's the thing. Getting along is not an absence of conflict or disagreement. I mean, Steve and I, gee whiz, you know. But then again, we also don't perform for everyone too. It's like, you know, if you got a problem with it, do it in private. Men can be covert, women are almost always covert. Yes, that is true. That is a very good way of putting it, Chris Anth. Yeah. And again, the reason why I want to point this out is so if you only are looking for women with these behaviors, a covert male narcissist might slip through, but definitely males tend to be overt. But women can be overt as well. Well, gosh, we disagree all the time. I disagree with my family, you know, but how's this? There's a difference between arguing and quarreling. I think quarreling is maybe a better word. Yes. Because we're human. And, and a narcissist will take it personally. See, that's also the other thing. I'll use a shallow example, and he said this in public, so I'm going to use you, Steve, about the way I drink coffee. Now, imagine if I took that personally. He makes fun of my coffee. Someone like me will say, and I'll say it to him because I'll actually be mean sometimes and send a picture to him, or on Twitter, I'll put it out and tag him. Now imagine if I just totally went nuts over that. He doesn't like the way I drink coffee. Sometimes it's something just as simple as that that can trigger the covert narcissist because they are so insecure. Oh dear, yes. Heck, I run a D&D. Steve says, I run a D&D game with 3 women every Sunday. Disagreements slug my way do tend to flourish. Insults and threats too. Never an issue. No. Shane says, most women I know say it's easier to get along with men. For me, I would say not necessarily, because I get along with tons of women, but I find it easier to get along with men in the workplace. My boss. I've gotten along so much better with male bosses than female ones, because male bosses will tend to just be in your face. You know what you're dealing with. Okay, so how to respond or deal with a covert narcissist. We talk learn more. Yeah. Understand the signs of covert narcissists. Here we go. Here we go. Now, if I were a narcissist, if I were getting narcissistic injury, first of all, I do not put Snickers in my coffee. And second of all, if I did, who cares? Ha. What do you say to that? To rip off your line. But yes, but a covert narcissist will, or any narcissist, that could trigger narcissistic injury. And I've seen things almost that petty to trigger that. Because you're never allowed, ever, to even slightly disagree. And sometimes they'll give the appearance of being agreeable. We said that earlier, on the list here I had, where it said that they will feign agreeability for their own end. Yes. Same. Chrisanne says, I almost always work for a man over a woman. Yes. A disagreement becomes an argument when the persons try to change each other's minds. Oh, by the way, hello. Um, I half agree with you if that's okay. Oh, look, we're disagreeing because there's nothing wrong with trying to change someone's mind. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do it all the time. It's how you do it. Maybe that's where things get nasty. I did a stream a little while back called How to Disagree. There's actually a talent in disagreeing. To disagreeing. Yes, there is, Precious. That is skill. A steady lawyer, said Shane Nolan, said 70% of women said they prefer working with men over or a male boss, less stressful. Yeah. Well, because also with women, you have queen bee syndrome, where they don't want women working underneath them because women are competition. There's that aspect with women. There's also the aspect of using women as competition, women as, I can't let that woman look good. It's the same way sometimes when women get envious of the way another woman gets a new dress and looks really pretty and maybe lost a few pounds, whatever. And instead of going, hey, you look great, you would say, I'm going to get revenge on her. I don't know. It sounds so petty when you say it, but this is real. Hey, swinging by to say hi, says Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Chris Ann says, teach. This is where I'll be shameless and say why I have a whole stream about it. I have a whole stream about it. And you're right that sometimes not speaking up is bad. I had that problem. And then what can happen if you don't speak up and if you're passive, eventually you're going to blow up. It's just going to happen. It doesn't matter who you are. It's going to blow up and it'll be ugly. So don't be too passive. Be a happy medium. But part of it has to do with respecting, listening, all that good stuff. But there is a method. I have to watch it. Yes, please do. Thank you, and drop a comment as well. And those of you that are listening, please, in the replay, go ahead and comment. Tell me where I'm right. Tell me where I'm wrong. I want to know where I'm wrong because guess what I don't want to do? I don't want to make a fool of myself. But also, it is a very important part of my personality that I really want to make things right. And I'm not doing it in a self self-important way, but I guess by just saying that, isn't that kind of a form of bragging? It's tricky, isn't it? But it is true. I don't I don't want to be in conflict with people. I want to get along with you. Help me get along with you. And if I've done wrong, I want to make it right. Part of it's my religion. I don't want to face Jesus and have to say, well, this person dissed me on the internet. What? It's like, that's ridiculous. Or worse, in confession. Well, no, wait, judgment day. But once I had a situation where I was saying that in confession, and the priest was just like, and you're saying this is over a TV show? I've never been more mortified. I've confessed a heck of a lot stronger sins than that, but that's the only time I've ever been truly embarrassed in confession. Okay, we've already seen that. Yes. But I do want to make things right. And you should want to make things right. It's tiring arguing with people all the time. It's tiring taking offense at every single little thing. I tell you, your life is not that exciting. It really isn't. My life is not that exciting. Gee whiz. Well, except right now, it's very exciting, but in a very bad way. I don't want anyone's life to be exciting the way mine is right now. Gee whiz. That's why I'm so glad for you all here, because talking this out. Okay, I'm a teacher by nature, and I give speeches. It's been a while since I've given any speeches. I mean, COVID ruined the whole planet. But yeah, I've done lecture series and stuff. So by very nature, I like to do that, and I miss it. I do miss it. So whenever I get the opportunity, precisely, I love it. Yes. Good evening, friends. Why, good evening. We're talking about narcissists and the worst kind, covert narcissists. Overt narcissists, in a way, are your friend. They don't hide it. They're Gaston. They're in your face. And even their hypocrisy is there for everyone to see. The worst kind of overt narcissist is one that has power over you, though. And they know it. I worked with someone like that. And he knew that nothing I said was gonna matter. He was in charge of a music department, I'll just say that, and I was just the elementary teacher, what is it, who's gonna listen to you? And this person was right. Of course, it is so ignorant to think that just because you teach elementary, especially in music, that is not important. Anyone with a brain knows that's probably the most important part of a music education. And you'll be able to talk with aliens. Shameless plug for my solfege video on the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Those are awkward in confession, says Chrysanth. Yes, you can tell the priest is looking at you thinking, really? Yeah. Yeah, like, I took the Lord's name in vain, and I gossiped and all that. It's like, no problem. Yeah, but man, when he was this was over a TV show, and he was being kind about it, but I've never been more embarrassed because he was trying to get clarity over it because I think it was blowing his mind. Yes, good evening, friends. Yes, so covert narcissists are the tricky ones because they're harder to spot. So what do? Learn more. Learn more about covert narcissists, because you could just be dealing with a jerk. You could just be using with a braggart. Covert narcissists, like overt narcissists, or like those suffering through narcissistic injury, they're trying to hurt someone. That's also how you know someone's bad. Nobody in healing is going to hurt somebody. It's going to be mean. It's going to be cruel. It's going to be, God forbid, a psycho. Go stalking, go SWATTINGing, doxing, all of these things, mocking. That's not That's not good. But again, you might just be dealing with an a-hole versus a narcissist. So educate yourself and talk to people. I just got done telling you that I got judged by my family member. Just got out with her little degree. I won't say from where, but it was a pretty posh. She's some smart kid. I'm ready to kill her because she's smarter than me. Who got a degree in psychology. With her degree in psychology, and she pointed out a few things about my research, because my research is kind of what I'm presenting to you. It's like, oh, okay, ouch, yeah. Okay, thank you for pointing me to these articles. It's good. Ask people, educate yourself. It is Zax. Hello. Gene Dolan says, I tend to be disagree. Oh, he's talking to Chris Sand. It's the way that you disagree. Everyone saying hello to Tina. Yes, I find her on the Song of Ice and Fire stream with Sporky. I don't feel regret for what I've said about George R. R. Martin, though. And I'm so happy that I don't have to defend him anymore. Yeah, people were making me defend George R. R. Martin 2 weeks ago. I was very annoyed. But like I said, I'm not going to go to Judgment Day and say I bore false witness against George R. R. Martin. How embarrassing would that be on Judgment Day? If you're embarrassed. Avoid feeling offended. That's another way. See, we're the what to do about it with the covert narcissist. Avoid feeling offended. I know that's hard because every single one of us has a non-psycho narcissist. Self-preservation maybe is a better word for it. No one likes to be hurt or offended or something that's maybe very important to you. No one likes to hear people talk badly about that. Try not to get offended. Try not to take anything personally. It's hard to do, but practice. It's just like anything else. Some dork is minding their own business. How did you get so good at music? Oh gosh, that sounded mean. I'm not judging anybody, but I get that question all the time. And I say, because my entire life, I've done nothing up to this day but continue practicing. When I say my entire life, my formal music education began at the age of 4. And I won't tell you how old I am right now, but I'm pretty daggone, well, I'm relatively old. That's how you do it. Practice not being offended. Maybe even do a self-examination. What are you sensitive about? And then ask yourself, am I too sensitive about it? And if you're too sensitive about it, why? Why does this really make you that mad? What does that say about you? And then once you start to do that, that's how you kind of start to build up defenses. So if someone does try to come after you, if someone does kind of try to manipulate you or break up your friendship. See, my experience with narcissists has been that they've broken up the circle of friends. It's so sad when that happens. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? The same way I did. You practice. Absolutely. Gosh darn it. One of these days. Who was I on? Believe it or not, it was that Star Wars girl. She told me, don't ever go on camera. It's like, okay. Because she said, once you do it, you can't go back. But yes, practice. Sometimes the students will be, what are you doing that for? It's like, because I'm learning. You never stop learning. That teachers, educators, conductors, master teachers, we go and we have people pick us apart. We pay people to pick us apart because it makes us better. Her dress looked gorgeous. Wedding. Oh, yes, she was lovely. She was a lovely bride. So avoid feeling offended. Avoid taking it personally. Keep this in mind. When someone does something mean, it doesn't say a darn thing about you. It says something about them. Because if it's done in good faith, it won't be done in a mean way. Why does this person have to be mean about it? Hate to say this, but it might just be as simple as daddy issues. Does this people have daddy issues? because you sure can't solve those. This is so important. Build a strong support system. Darn right. Build a strong support system. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with people that don't act hurtfully. Surround yourself with people that won't lash out. And when I say lash out, I'm talking about pathologically. I feel like I keep having to give that caveat, but I want to make that clear. Surround yourself with people that know you, with people that you can ask, "Was I the asshole when I did this?" And be the kind of person that if your friend or your loved one, significant other says yes, that you accept it. I get to that place in many ways through my faith. Sometimes when people say you need Jesus and you want to kind of punch them in the face because it's like, thank you. I'm so glad you're here to tell me these things. But there is some truth in that. Examination of conscience and it, and evaluate your friendships. Like, is there someone that you're around that you always just feel horrible after you've hung out with them? Is there a reason? Is there a reason for that? People will drop everything to help when you need it. That's correct. And also look how they treat other people. I've been accused of getting secondhand outrage. I do. That's where I need to examine my conscience and see, okay, is this something that's gonna really affects me or doesn't it? But if I see a person being horrible, and I mean horrible to someone else, it doesn't matter whether it was done to me or it was done to someone else. That was horrible. And I will deal with that. And also, friends don't want other friends to be bad people, right? We're supposed to make each other people better. So that's another thing that they suggest to do. Build a strong support system. Friends, family member, healthcare professionals, AA meetings, whatever it takes. You find yourself a strong support group. Remember that guy on Fight Club? How he went to all these different 12-step groups because he just felt so good afterwards. Some people are draining and are best to be avoided. Yes. And that's where you can quiet quit them. Very rarely do you have to just completely chop it off. Quiet quitting is always better. Never burn a bridge. And I mean never. Like, even if you have a big, huge fight, you can still have a big, huge fight. You can even agree not to be around each other ever again, but you can do it without burning a bridge. And people that do burn bridges, be careful. If you think they're going to do it to someone else, if they're going to do it to someone else, what makes you think they're not going to do it to you? And I have seen it so many times. They will do it to you. Everyone, no matter how horrible they are, deserve to be treated with respect. That doesn't mean that you can't rebuke them. That doesn't mean you can't call them out. Maybe even yell at them every now and then, though I try not to do that. Try not to lose my temper. There's a difference between being firm but they're human beings. And if someone ever takes glee, that's the other thing that I look for with these individuals. If they take glee in your pain, yeah, no, never okay. That's different from Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude is kind of a natural little human original sin part of us. But taking glee and seeing you in pain, that's bad. JRB, my covert narc is in prison now for the first time. I'm not writing her back. I dread when she gets out in 2.5 years. Wow. Yeah, covert one. Yeah, that's the worst. Well, I guess It's easy. Yes, it is easy when they're in prison. You don't have to take their letters, their calls, or write them back, and then when they get out, yeah, but always remember that you are the one in the driver's seat. No one else can control you but you. And I advise get your support system. That's one of these things of what to do about it. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one at at home. I guess my only qualifications are I am an anthropology. I've studied from college. I social anthropology is what I studied, and what's the other one that would probably apply? Probably my educational philosophy stuff. But yeah, I study people. Paid a lot of money to go study that at the college level, anthropology. I'm definitely the quiet leaving type. Yeah, quiet leaving is better. She got high in bullying and triangulation. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is. It's terrible, and they enjoy it. And then when they break up friendships, they laugh about it. Like, ha ha ha. Look, ugh. But maybe that's more of an overt narcissist. Yeah. And how to know if you're an overt narcissist? Oh dear. I I've said this before. You don't know. And most narcissists will never admit it, and you're wasting your time to try to get them to. My goodness. Oh yeah, here's a good one. Here's some phrases for recognizing a covert narcissist. They'll say things like, "I was just kidding. You're too sensitive. You're not making any sense." Mhm. Yeah. And I find this common thread in the whole what to do about it. A lot of it has to do with just improving yourself. And if you can, don't engage. Probably the easiest kind of narcissist to deal with is someone that is in a friendship circle or online, for example, because you can train yourself not to engage. The hardest situations are if you're in close proximity, whether you're in it's a neighborhood situation, a family situation, a work situation. That's tricky because my advice usually is get away from the narcissist. She was covert, says JRB, but her mask slipped a few years ago and she stopped hiding it. Yeah, that's usually what happens. The mask slips. Yeah, look for mask slips. And again, just a total inability to have empathy. And because they use these covert tactics, they're more difficult to identify. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, as Jane says, it's not good. Wow. Well, I really enjoyed sharing all this with y'all. I need to wrap this up because I have some meeting with some friends. So I'm gonna do that. But hang in everybody. Let's all support each other. Please subscribe if you have not, or share, tell your friends. Upcoming, I guess I can do some more of these. It seems like people like them. I might run out of different kinds of narcissists though, but please feel free to suggest any topics, any psychos out there. I don't know. I've already done psychopaths, but maybe there's different kinds of psychopaths. I'm always open to that for these musings. Also, please stay tuned. This Thursday, we are continuing with Pub Crawl, and the next guest is Ryan Kinnell, RK Outpost. He will be on this Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Oh, Zax is saying thank you. Great stream. Have fun, friends. Yes. Girl time. Non-narcissist girl time. Thank you for have a great day. Well, thank you for being here because if y'all weren't here, I'd be nothing. But I always say if one person gets something out of this, that's great, and more, that's even better. Take care. Yes, Chrisanne says, have a great night, everyone. Thanks for the stream. Wonderful job as always with Smart. Well, thank you very much. So have a great day. Have a great day, and be certain to not let a narcissist control your life. You are in the driver's seat. You are responsible for you. Good night.